Each day brings fresh discoveries about our world. Fossils are uncovered, and new revelations shift our understanding of history and science. Scientists have unearthed a variety of preserved specimens from the ice-covered regions of the planet. While many are woolly creatures, others are truly strange and mind-boggling. There are some mysterious, creepy, and even incredible things to be found trapped in ice, and because of global warming, we're rediscovering a lot of them. Welcome to another episode of Just Discovery. Today, we're going to look at the 10 most mysterious, bizarre, and creepiest things found trapped in ice. Number 10. Mountain range stretching 10,000 feet high. While Antarctica's icy, flat terrain may appear unremarkable, hidden beneath a mile of ice is a mountain range stretching 10,000 feet high. Discovered in the early 2000s through extensive ground-penetrating radar surveys covering 74,000 miles, this range is believed to resemble the Alps. Formed between 250 and 100 million years ago, its billion-year-old rocks suggest it was once as tall as the Rockies. Despite its age, the range looks remarkably young due to the ice sheets that halted erosion. Although no one has seen these mountains directly, if Antarctica ever melts, the Gamburtsev Mountains would stand as the continent's highest peaks. Number 9. The Iceman. Also called the Iceman, the Iceman is said to be one of the most famous humans to have been found in ice. He's about 5,300 years old and is interestingly a genetic ancestor to many people in Austria. This well-preserved body was recovered from the Ötztal Alps between Austria and Italy, hence his name. He is Europe's oldest known natural human mummy and offers an insight into the Copper Age. Here's something cool, scientists have also found a total of 61 tattoos on his body. That's right, this is probably the earliest evidence we have of tattoos. At first, scientists believed it had a spiritual meaning or cultural value, but they later found it had a medical purpose. We have told you some pretty amazing facts, but some less amazing facts about the Iceman include that he acquired a number of diseases, parasitic worms, and had hardened arteries. Among everything, he suffered the most from gallbladder stones, osteochondrosis, and a joint disorder, and 6 of his tattoos marked the areas where he had the most physical deterioration. It's a rare insight into understanding the reasons for tattooing in the Copper Age. He also had an arrow in his shoulder when found, and it seems he died from a blow to the skull. I wonder who he pissed off. Number 8. Children of Yayaka. This one isn't interesting as much as it is disturbing. In 1999, 3 mummies were found at the summit of Yayaka, a stratovolcano on the Argentina-Chile border. One is the body of a teenage girl, and the other 2 are children believed to be around ages 6 and 7. The children were sacrificed in an Inca religious ceremony, which is believed to have taken place in the year 1500. These children, called the children of Yayaka, could have been chosen for sacrifice based on their beauty or if their parents had offered them up. It was usually done to ensure a rich harvest. Under biochemical analysis, the teenager's hair yielded a record of what she ate and drank in the last 2 years of her life. It seems these children were selected a year before their sacrifice. Their hair showed traces of coca and alcohol, most likely given to induce altered states associated with the sacred. It probably worked on a practical level too, to sedate the young children before placing them 5 feet underground and leaving them to die. The freezing temperatures and dry air likely helped preserve their bodies so well. That's pretty grim. You know what? Let's look at something cool now. Number 7. Frozen Ice Age puppies. Hunters searching for mammoth tusks were drawn to the riverbank when they saw an Ice Age puppy snout poking out from under the permafrost. Its skin, fur, and internal organs were all intact, so it was taken and kept preserved in Russia's northeast region of Yakutia. This find helps scientists understand and reshape their idea of Ice Age canines and the origin of domesticated dogs. Scientists dated the animal to be around 12,460 years old, and preliminary studies hinted that these puppies had been butchered and burnt, which could point to human intervention. In one of the puppies' stomachs, they found twigs and grass, so they probably weren't strictly carnivores, or they started eating grass when they began to starve. Of course, there's a lot left to uncover about these pups, but finding something as rare and delicate as Ice Age pups is an achievement in itself. Number 6. Bloody Falls. Suffice to say, we have no idea what's going on in Antarctica. We hear of some expeditions, some labs set up, researchers talk about it, but quite honestly, there's a lot we don't know about an entire continent sitting at the South Pole. One of the weird things in this place is the blood-red stream that flows from the Blood Falls Glacier. No, it's not really blood, it's just iron-rich water. It's the same element that gives Mars its red color. Located in Antarctica's McMurdo Dry Valleys, the falls pour from Taylor Glacier. The liquid bubbles up from fissures in the glacier surface. Scientists were unsure of where the iron came from for a long time, but imaging from underneath the glacier revealed a complex network of subglacial rivers and a lake filled with brine high in iron. This makeup also explains why the water doesn't freeze but flows. It looks demonic, but in actuality, it's just a result of geology, oceanography, and good old glaciology. Number 5, in 2012, Russian scientists drilled through over 2 miles of ice in Antarctica and discovered Lake Vostok, the continent's largest subglacial lake. It might seem impossible for a lake to exist beneath all that ice, but it does. Even more intriguing, the scientists uncovered bacteria that were unlike any known to us, sparking speculation about possible alien life. However, some experts suggest that the drilling fluid might have contaminated the samples. The same team went back in 2015 to drill again. The scientific world still wasn't convinced there was anything odd about the bacteria. What did they want for proof? A plague? They found another mysterious bacteria and still weren't done. I guess they really did want a plague. So they went back in 2016 and found another lake buried under the Antarctic ice sheet, similarly isolated like Lake Vostok and with potential to harbor life. Yeah, nothing good can come from this. Let's keep those things buried in ice. Number 4, Siberian Ice Maiden. Also called the Princess of Yukok, the Siberian Ice Maiden, a mummy from the 5th century BC, was discovered in 1993 on the Yukok Plateau near the China border, an area locals call the second layer of heaven. She belonged to the Pazyryk culture, 6th to 2nd centuries BC. Found in an undisturbed subterranean burial chamber, she was moved to a museum soon after. Studies reveal she was 20 to 30 years old at her death, likely from breast cancer and injuries from a fall. Notably, she had tattoos of mythological animals like deer and panthers on her arms. Nearby, 2 warriors with matching tattoos were also found, suggesting these symbols might represent status both in life and the afterlife. Number 3, Frozen Bear and Cub. Scientists in Russia found this 39,000-year-old cave bear and its cub in a wall of ice, perfectly preserved. Up until now, only bones of cave bears were ever found. The permafrost is said to have kept their tissue soft and intact through the years, and scientists are optimistic about finding the DNA of the extinct animal. Could it be a contender for de-extinction? We don't know yet. Cave bears were a prehistoric species commonly found in Eurasia about 300,000 to 15,000 years ago. Finding a whole bear carcass so well preserved with all the internal organs in place is definitely a stroke of luck. Number 2, Mammoth Brains. We have a fascinating find, the brain of a woolly mammoth. Discovered in 2010 in Russia, this 39,000-year-old mammoth was mummified and its brain remarkably preserved. It's one of the few mammoths found in such good condition. The mammoth was stored in ice 93 miles from the site and is now on display in Moscow. Recent studies reveal it was a young mammoth, around 6 to 9 years old, which may explain its preservation. The cerebellum was well preserved, showing distinct white and gray matter, though the forebrain was less intact. Despite being the first intact mammoth brain found, it's not the first Ice Age mammal discovery. 2 other female woolly mammoths were found in 2007 and 2009, revealing differences in their skeletal structures that suggest evolutionary changes. Number 1, Ancient Bacteria. There are some forms of bacteria trapped in ice that aren't harmful to us, but there are others that are downright deadly. Sometimes they're in the bodies of dead animals, like in the case of these reindeer. In 2016, thanks to global warming, the carcass of a decades-old reindeer started to thaw. This led to the immediate deaths of 1,200 reindeer nearby and the passing of the infection to 15,000 villagers in the area. Other times, the bacteria survives and thrives all on its own, foreign diseases ones we have not developed an immunity to because they are so ancient. This means as the globe gets hotter, more ice will melt, causing these diseases that have been trapped for centuries to be released into the world again. Thank you for watching Just Discovery. Remember to like and subscribe to keep uncovering the world's greatest mysteries and beyond. Your support and engagement help more people discover these videos.